on Chronicle.
Campbell says to win the race for governor. And that family, that could be all they have right now. Many parents now turn to the magazine. Police officers there.
A trusted voice in local television news.
She knows that she's working for the viewers.
Reporting the biggest stories.
Anything new to report tonight?
She cares about the things that are important to people in this community.
You really do watch her, and you really do feel like you know her.
She's just a friend.
And keeping us up to date.
Can save your life.
In news for your health.
Is a huge improvement.
She does a great job reporting these things and making it simple.
Carol Clarke is retiring.
She's a legend.
Your trusted connection for local news, WYFF News 4.
After more than 40 years serving our community.
We love you.
Now, Chronicle, celebrating Carol Clarke.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us for Chronicle, celebrating Carol Clarke. I'm Nigel Robertson.
And I'm Sydney Shadrix. On December 12th, 2025, our Carol Clarke will say goodnight on our 6 o'clock newscast for the last time.
Tonight, we are taking a look back at her 40 years here at WYFF News 4 ahead of her retirement. In 1985, the world, well, was very different. There was no WYFF News 4 website or app, and how we brought you the news used a lot more heavy cords.
Despite this turnout in Greenville tonight, Carol Campbell
But
says...
for those who tuned in to WYFF News 4, what they didn't know was the woman bringing them the news each night was going to be there through it all.
That was the year of the big drought.
Through every storm, every election, for 40 years, Carol Clarke has been there for the good days.
Oh, it's the perfect evening.
And the bad.
The story that touched the nation.
You could almost use her award-winning storytelling to tell her story.
The Chows live in government-subsidized housing.
During her first decade, she took viewers to China to document the textile industry's move from our backyard.
This ship is taking on goods for American markets.
Across the ocean to Taiwan and Hong Kong. Her coverage winning her the Champion Tuck Economics Prize for business reporting.
The long arm of Hurricane Hugo packs a punch that...
As Hurricane Hugo destroyed so much of the South Carolina coast.
All News 4 held a telethon to raise money for Hugo's victims.
Carol helped guide us through.
And these guys have been very busy all throughout this week.
Good evening, I'm Carol Goldsmith. And I'm Jane Robles.
In 2009, Carol Clarke won a Peabody Award for her work on Chronicle, Paul's Gift.
But in the midst of all of this, there was a wife, a family in pain.
Telling the story of an organ donor's fatal accident and their life-saving gift of their heart to a stranger who would now become family.
Thank you for the gift of life.
You're welcome.
And it's not just the big stories. Carol has dedicated her time to being there for your health.
In a special For Your Health, find out what impacts...
Walking us all through the latest information, facts, and research.
Hey, Carol.
When the camera isn't on,
Wrapping this for my mom?
I'd be happy to.
there is a side of Carol that you may not know. She has the amazing gift of making any gift look amazing.
Way to go, John.
That's just a few of the ways our Carol Clarke has been committed to excellence and committed to you.
Cost, for instance, costs $3 here.
Decade
The People versus Susan Smith.
after decade
Here's what it means to you.
after decade
Your trusted connection for local news.
after decade.
Carol Clarke has had a front row seat to the biggest stories in the Carolinas and Georgia these past 40 years.
We asked her and some of our colleagues about the most impactful events she's covered.
Markets. Millions of tons leave this port every year.
I came to the station in 1985, and that was the year I went to Taiwan and Hong Kong. And at this point, the textile industry was in real trouble.
Textiles from throughout Asia are funneled through here and shipped out, much of it to the United States.
So they wanted to send me over to figure out how Taiwan and Hong Kong, how the Far East was able to compete so easily with the West when it came to textile production.
The apartments are all the same size. They're stacked one atop the other, side by side, 1,200 units in the Chow's building.
What was fascinating to me is I interviewed a family of 4. Mom and dad worked in the mill. They made 50 cents an hour. This family of 4 lived in a room no bigger than this.
1 out of every 4 blouses sold in the United States is made in Taiwan. This blouse, for instance, costs $3 here. In the States, it sells for $20 to $25.
You know, she may not have been here long, and it was a first good test of her as an anchor handling a big story. But the other thing is we trusted her to go halfway across the globe.
So it was eye-opening to see how it worked on that side of the world.
I want to say to my babies that your mama loves you so much.
One of the biggest and most tragic stories in the history of the state of South Carolina was when Susan Smith drowned her 2 young boys and then lied about it.
Susan Smith has been arrested.
You have to love and care about the people you're reporting on. She does it.
Michael, let's look again at the faces America has been waking up with for almost the past week.
I remember Susan Smith, when that happened, Carol shed tears on the air. And people would ask me, were those tears real? Of course they're real. Of course they're real. I'm sitting right here. Of course she cared about those 2 little boys.
And I'm sorry.
And so when Susan Smith came up for parole after 30 years,
we have Carol Clarke here with us to cover the story as it unfolded.
Carol had that deep insight from having remembered what the public reaction was at the time.
I remember Tommy Pope in an interview saying there were grown men standing on the banks of John D. Long Lake sobbing.
The fact that she could remember all of that and just help us who weren't here for that coverage, help us understand the buildup, the national attention to it, literally just having her take it and talk about her perspective and her insight.
And we do begin with that breaking news tonight. The verdict is in the murder trial. He has just been convicted of 2 counts of murder. This debate is being seen statewide. My favorite times at the station are when there is breaking news and everybody kicks into gear and they work together as a team. Because at the end of the day, this isn't really about an individual person. This is a team thing. It always has been.
From WYFF4.
One of Carol's greatest gifts to WYFF4 viewers is her contributions to Chronicle. And the very first Chronicle, Paul's Gift, Carol and I got to anchor together and telling those very personal stories of a widow's tragedy and loss.
You know, that was a big ask we were doing, to find a family who was willing to let us into what had to be one of the most horrific moments of their lives, one of the saddest. They're saying goodbye to a loved one.
What's healthy inside him can now be healthy for someone else.
Paul died on his father's birthday.
I was going through a lot of heartache and sadness. I just lost not just my husband, my best friend. Here came Carol walking through that door. And the first thing she did is hugged me.
I thought, if I were in her shoes, I think I'd be in shock. And I don't know that I would be able to do what she's doing right now.
And soon transplant teams will arrive at Greenville Memorial to recover that gift.
She was doing some incredible storytelling to really show us the humanity behind what was happening.
I'll tell him.
The recovery teams have all arrived from Memphis and Charleston and Chapel Hill. They meet Paul's gurney. They're ready. But everyone pauses to mark his life and his gifts.
We actually walked with her down the hallway to the surgery room where the organs were taken to go out to people who needed a heart and kidneys and lungs.
You always mine. I love you.
When we were going down that hallway, that was probably one of the saddest days of my whole entire life.
And she helped me realize that it's going to be okay. And that I am going to be able to move forward.
And as she walks through a life without Paul, it gives Kaylin comfort to know that he lived his life with love. And even after death, that love lives on for others.
I
Ahead of Carol's retirement, her family, friends, and WYFF4 family gathered to celebrate her with a beautiful send-off.
WYFF4 General Manager Blake Bridges read a special proclamation from Greenville Mayor Knox White.
On behalf of the City Council, hereby proclaim November 20th, 2025, Carol Clarke Day.
Such a wonderful recognition of her hard work and commitment, and a great celebration that evening at the Champions Club at Floor Field for Carol.
I actually feel like I'm handing people a little bit of hope. This afternoon in News.
Still to come on Chronicle, celebrating Carol Clarke, Carol's incredible impact on our community through her health reporting.
For 40 years, Carol Clarke has been keeping our viewers informed in News for Your Health, and she's gone above and beyond to help groups in our community that aim to promote good health.
Hi, I'm News 4's Carol Goldsmith. If you have diabetes, you need to take care of your feet. And now,
as a journalist, of course, you really value information. And my goal throughout my whole career has been to provide accurate information as quickly as possible. This afternoon in News for Your Health, the risk of having a heart attack while pregnant is on the rise.
Viewers tune in because they trust and know that what Carol has to say about health-related issues is something that they can take to the bank.
the world of medicine is changing all the time.
She spends countless hours covering health stories that affect your life, but still takes time for her favorite hobby.
Oh, we should get there. Let's see.
And it's been the most rewarding beat that I can think of in news because it's constantly changing.
Monday at 6 in For Your Health.
So she does a great job reporting these things and making it simple so that the general public can understand complicated things.
You know, the medical field can be really complicated to people, and you hear so much different information as a consumer.
News 4's Carol Goldsmith, honored as Outstanding Medical Journalist of the Year.
Carol at For Your Health, she was Google before Google.
Carol has earned the trust of our community by making sure that the information that she shared is factual and easy to understand.
This medical test from your drugstore can save your life. For a long time, we've called her doctor in the newsroom.
Some people even call her Dr. Goldsmith.
Carol Goldsmith, a member of the News 4 team.
When I first moved to Greenville, a lady said, Carol helped me hear again. And Carol had done a For Your Health about some new advancements in hearing, and this woman's life was changed because of one of Carol's reporting stories. Just one of many stories we've heard.
Join me for Modern Day Miracles, caring for tomorrow's children tonight. When my Kylie was born and there was an issue at birth, I didn't call my doctor first, I called Carol. And she immediately was telling me symptoms and signs and what to look for. That to me is a mark of how good she got at her medical reporting.
Now, when you were a nurse, you gave advice.
And she actually gets out into the community, and not just our organization, but we hear lots of stories where she's helping different organizations all over.
As the sun begins to set here,
look, I think it's no secret that an anchor at a television station becomes a trusted voice, but you only become that through your effort. And Carol, through For Your Health and through the many charities and events that she's emceed and been a part of, has shown the commitment to this community.
This procedure is a huge improvement over how they used to do this thing.
So Carol was such a good friend at Children's Hospital, and I had the pleasure to work with her on many different initiatives, all the way from the days of Radiothon in the lobby of the hospital, special segments that she did.
When we're coming into the final hours of the telethon, so please pick up the phone and call.
And I think especially looking back over Carol's career, we've come a long way in just how we speak about and understand Alzheimer's disease. She was championing this issue even before it was something that we became comfortable talking about.
This diet is pretty good fuel for cancer.
It is so comforting to know that there is somebody out there, that there is a journalist out there with the integrity, with the empathy, with the interest in reporting on health issues accurately, compassionately.
But kids need more than medicine to get well. In something like health, if you can give somebody that nudge, hey, maybe I should get that spot on my arm checked out, or hey, there actually is a cure out there for this. You're kind of giving them that information and that nudge where they can actually make a difference in their own health. That's very rewarding.
It has been amazing to hear stories from both viewers and medical professionals alike about how Carol's health reporting truly has changed lives for the better. And still to come, a few of our favorite things about getting to work alongside Carol Clarke.
I don't know how many times I would see Carol and I'm sitting right next to her and she's live reading the news and the teleprompter goes down. And I look over there and she doesn't even skip a beat.
Lots of fun memories to share next.
We are so grateful to have gotten to work alongside Carol Clarke here at WYFF News 4, and our entire team, past and present, would agree.
Carol Goldsmith, Emmy Award-winning journalist.
But she is the queen of broadcasting.
We've lived here and been a part of this community for years.
But she's just that talented, just that connective, just that natural. And for me to get to sit up there for all those years beside her, it's a miracle. It's a blessing of my career life.
Because every day we're working hard to earn
and keep your trust.
I remember walking into WYFF for December 6, 1999, and meeting Carol for the first time and thinking, she's a legend. She has been here so long. She knows this community.
I've always thought that home is where you feel like you're part of the community.
She understands the weight that this role carries. She understands how important it is to be professional, to be truthful, to be honest, and to have integrity. And maybe that's the thing that I respect the most about Carol, and the thing that I hope to emulate the most is her integrity. Carol knows what is right. Carol does what is right. It's her priority to do what is right, whether or not anyone's watching or not.
The phone, it can be rewarding for you as well.
But we do know the house in question.
But other regions of the country have
She is the beating heart of this place and has for a long time because of her just love for her coworkers and for this community.
Hey, John, what's the weather going to be like this week?
Now this, I know. She just got that personality, and then off the air, she's just a friend. I just enjoyed working with her so much.
Her values, her integrity are just, as good as it gets.
Carol is a what you see is what you get talent. She's the same person at the grocery store as she is on the anchor desk.
And Carol is so funny. I don't think people realize that at home necessarily, but she's so witty. She's got that UP Michigan sense of humor that is just so delightful.
Hey, Michael, have you heard about WYFF 4 Night?
What?
WYFF 4 Night.
Oh, sure, I'll take a bite. She was a blast. She really was. How she was able to maintain really an overall positive attitude through it all just shocked me sometimes.
Carol is also a comedian, and a lot of people don't know that. What it means, Carol, you've been practicing.
6'7". Thank you, Bradford.
So she can tell when you're having a bad day or if you're down, and Carol will crack a joke or will go out of her way to ensure that we're feeling better by the end of the day.
When Carol and I anchored together at that little tiny set where we were just in close proximity, we would get so tickled during the broadcast.
So something people really ought to know is Carol is an amazing gift wrapper.
It's so beautiful.
Best in class, professional grade.
And she did it with such grace.
Macy's department store, New York City gift wrapping extraordinaire.
Many the Christmas when my wife would look under the tree and she goes, "Oh, this is beautiful. Carol must have wrapped this one."
And I'm literally walking through the newsroom one day and Carol says, "Hey, do you have any Christmas presents you need me to wrap?" I said, "Excuse me?" The main anchor of the television station is asking me if I have Christmas presents to wrap. I said, "Well, as a matter of fact, I do need help wrapping Christmas presents." She said, "I worked at a department store when I was a kid. I love wrapping Christmas presents. Just bring them in, I'll wrap everything."
In so many ways, the way to the soul is through the stomach.
Every holiday event, one of my favorite ways that Carol has shown love to her WYFF News 4 family is through baking.
Carol can cook.
Gooey in the middle, amazing gooey in the middle.
She will make these delicious, warm brownies.
Anyone like an end piece?
That aren't just chocolate, but they also have orange in them.
Oh, so good.
I've never had a brownie like this. It's like the best brownie I think I've ever had.
Her bringing in her orange brownies, which I love, and cooking for different events and feeding us and being that nurturer.
Yes.
Does not go unnoticed.
Yeah, right there.
Next, the woman of the hour, Carol Clarke, joins us.
We are so excited now to be joined by Carol Clarke. Carol, for the past 40 years, you've been a teacher, a mentor, and inspiration to so many.
Oh, thank you.
What advice do you have for us and everyone watching?
Well, I think anybody who wants to get into this business, I think being curious about the world is a great thing, and also be interested in people. They're all novels walking around. They all have a story to tell.
Carol, thank you so much, and thank you for joining us for Chronicle celebrating Carol Clarke.
And Carol, thank you for more than 40 years of broadcasting on WYFF4 and for serving our community.
Thank you, and good night.